we've got liftoff. This is hazing. Lessons, not lectures.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
It might be.
Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Fair use, y'all. Educational purposes. Like, share, subscribe. Lessons, not lectures. Hazing, Unpacked.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying all the way through the show to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be cleared and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child, for said the Master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self Luv Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change.
24 years ago today, iconic rapper Tupac Shakur was shot here in Las Vegas.
The rapper was shot inside of a BMW while stopped at a red light on Koval and Flamingo. We all know the story. He then died 6 days later. The shooting happened after a Mike Tyson fight against Bruce Sheldon at MGM Grand. And then there was a brawl inside of the lobby right after that fight. Tupac was in the car with Marion Suge Knight, who was grazed by a bullet. No one has ever been arrested for Tupac's murder.
Brother,
I'm wiping it though. I'm gonna wipe it. I'm gonna say, hey.
Tori's oldest brother. Between us, Tori made me at Beta, and so he just wanted to say a few words before we let you go here.
Okay. Yeah,
Brother Thomas, thank you so much for gracing us with your appearance, man. Grateful. You expanded our nation beyond belief. It's just a wonderful thing. And we would like to present you with the Self Luv Show first annual Ernest Lee Thomas Achievement Award.
Oh man,
it's apropos that you are the first recipient.
And Nope, we call it the Raj.
We're gonna call it the Raj.
Oh, I love it. Oh man.
Yeah, so we have it on order. So it's gonna come here. We're gonna show it to the show, and then myself or Tasia deliver it to you or ship it to you from there.
Thank you, brother.
And even in this instance, if I could be of service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
You couldn't handle the truth. Lessons, not lectures, baby. Hazing. This is the non-spanking. Everybody gets a trophy generation, baby. I may know a little something about this topic, or I may not. Self-love, cue the music. Self-love, vision. I'm just a kid from Chicago. Yeah, buckaroo. I'm just a kid from Chicago. Yeah, I'm just a kid from Chicago. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Big topic tonight. Big topic tonight. As y'all can see, we're going to unpack something near and dear to my heart. This topic was recommended by a brother that appeared on this show. That would be Charles Newman. I suggest y'all check that show out. He unpacked a lot of science on that particular show. Yes, sir. But welcome to Chi-Town's very own, the Self Love Show, where we got two mottos. Motto number uno is, on earth, is it flat as it is in heaven? All praise due to the ancestors and the Most High. And let's not forget my beloved late Mama Sky. Big ups. Our second motto is as above, so below. Right now, the Self Love Show can be found Malcolm exclusively right here on this YouTube channel. This Ain't That Network, affectionately TATN. Huh? 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 TATN. Yes, sir. It's your co-host, Nine Millie, also known as one of the selves. What down. Repeat after he. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. We are live and in living color. Today is Hump Day, Wednesday, September 21. Big ups to all the Virgos out there. 2022. It's approximately 8:25 in the Chi. And as always, we love to acknowledge that you cats can be any place at any time in this magnanimous universe. But thankfully, we all Scooter chose to be here together. Yeah? Here together. I'm just a kid from Chicago. What down, brother Wordsmith. What you manifesting today, sir?
Love. You know me, man. I'm manifesting love. What you manifesting?
Absolutely. I'm going to diddle that. Pure, magnificent, magnanimous, unfettered, unfiltered. Some have said harsh. Others have said harsh. Some said tough. But I can assure all you, it's love just the same, bro.
No doubt.
So what's been going on in your neck of the Chi since our last presentation, good brother?
Somebody hit the two winners, hit the lotto, and claimed 1.34 billion in Mega Millions jackpot.
Wow. Somebody in the Chi?
Yeah, it says Illinois, so I don't. It's probably not the Chi. Those things rarely happen in the big cities, period. But
1.3 billion, so they'll probably take the cash option. You're looking at
a Displays, someone brought a winning ticket in Displays.
Probably a descendant of John Wayne Gacy. So you're looking at a cash option of what, 650 million?
780.5 million.
Yeah, and then after all the taxes, a lot of cats don't want to win a lotto because they say they got to pay the taxes.
Well, that's pretty asinine. I think I'd you get more of the money if you take it yearly, year by year.
Oh, you pay more tax?
No, I mean, you pay, you get more, the lump sum payment is less than if they paid you yearly, annually.
You said you get more of the money. I thought you said, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So right.
Yeah, maybe not the tax money, but you get a larger amount of money.
Yeah, you get all of it.
Yeah, right.
Right, 1.3 billion less taxes. That's, but a lot of people say, hey, I can take that money and flip it, and life ain't guaranteed past today.
Yeah, that's true. But if you got millions, I mean, how many millions do you need?
Man.
I mean, you in 1.3 billion. I mean, I wonder what that year annually.
Yeah, figure that out. And it could have been a descendant of John Wayne Gacy out there, one of his victims out there.
It's just the third largest lottery win in U.S. history. And it doesn't say the what's the name payout, right?
I think they pay it out over 30 years or something, right?
Oh yeah, 1.3. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, then 1.3 divided by 30, and then you can figure it out. You don't even have to put the zeros in. You'll see.
Yeah.
But what to expect today as he's computing, doing the figures, as he's mathing on the Self Love Show. We always kick it off with the Self Love Show quote of the day. Then, of course, we have our MGD video. That's more growth and development video. That's more growth and development video. It's our foundation platform. It's what we stand up on. And that's less than a minute. Then, of course, we have a tattoo tyranny segment. This video will be a little bit different. That one's like 1 minute. And then, of course, we do our new segment, which is what if this person was pink, or if this individual was black or brown, so to speak. Right? Big ups to Hispanic Heritage Month, Mexican Independence Day, and et cetera, et cetera. All right, and then, of course, we have our dome teaser. That's a riddle. Your mind, or sick, your brain is a muscle. All right? And the more you use it, the more you do not lose it. So we got a riddle. Feel free in the chat to type in the solution if you have the A, cojones, and if you have B, the answer. All right, go ahead and type it in there. If you can't figure it out, Self Love always tends to figure it out. And then we'll reveal you the key at the very end of tonight's show. So stick around for that. And of course, we have next week's sneak peek. Our guest, there was a scheduling snafu, so our guest, Brother Cater Menace, will appear next week. And happy birthday, belated happy birthday to his Mrs. Menace. And then, of course, my personal favorite part of the whole shebang, and that's where this brother to my right summarizes everything in a piece of prose. It's off the rip, totally improvisation, freestyle, and pretty much a work of genius. All right. But first,
44,666,000
yearly. And then, but you can live off of that too. You know what I mean? Yearly. Like over $3 million a month.
Man,
you gotta pay the taxes though. Taxes gonna kill you. Taxes.
Shit. If I get that type of money, taxes come with it.
I wipe my bum with the taxes. Get me a good accountant too. You hear me out there, Ship, Corey? All right, but first, announcements. You got any announcements out there?
I want to say RIP to Bob, Robert Haynes. Good brother of mine. Yes, sir.
Rest up.
RIP.
All right. And you guys, I just say like, share, subscribe, tweet it, Facebook it, whatever you got to do. We're on a journey to 9,999 subscribers, and then we'll embark upon a world-changing event. And that's about all we can reveal about that, huh, Self Love?
Absolutely. Just know it's going to be a movement, and we're already moving, so.
Facts. So tonight's topic is hazing unpacked. So if there's any hazers out there, I think the statute of limitations is run on many of it. If there's any individuals who've been hazed, we're going to break down what it is. And you've been hazed, whether or not you're in a fraternity or military or not, you've been hazed. That's our assessment, and we'll break that down for you. But if there's any, anybody out there with firsthand a priori knowledge, this is lessons, not lectures, please chime in. The phone lines are open. That phone number is 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Troll free.
That's right. Once again, it's 424-900-6945, and that number's completely what?
Troll free.
Standard rates and messaging may apply. All right.
Trolls get holes around here.
Trolls will get holes. All right. We're not paying for anybody's messaging fees. And you can text as well, but the algorithm likes it better if you leave your comments where, Self?
Right there in the chat.
Absolutely. So enough of my yappity yap. I'm going to turn it over to this brother so that he can handle his bin.
Welcome. Y'all all know the deal. Self Love Show. We're going to unpack hazing, as Nine stated. And before we get into that, we have a very important video that I need you to watch. It's the More Growth and Development platform, which we are building the Self Love Nation off of. And before that, we have the Self Love Show quote of the day. You'll be subjected to hazing all your life. You'll be subjected to hazing all of your life. Martin Luther.
Yeah, and that means even before you got to college, right, Self Love?
Oh, yeah, your whole life. Silverback More Growth and Development platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influence 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless.
Yes, sir.
9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
Yes, sir. We're going to get that gap closed and self-love. What's the numero 10 on the platform?
10, to protect our women and children by any and all means necessary.
Facts. Stop the violence unless you're defending self and your family and your community, which is an extension of what?
Self.
Absolutely 100. Yeah, if you missed it last week, we had a excellent topic that we covered, and
9/11.
Oh yeah, false flag. You're right. 9/11, false flag. Which happens to be my birthday out there.
Yeah, man. That all tripped me up.
Yeah, so go back, learn something, open your minds and your hearts. We're not saying 9/11 didn't happen. And condolences to the families and rest up to all the victims. We're just saying that the terrorists may not be the terrorists who you have been told were the terrorists, huh?
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. It happened, but you'll be shocked and, find out who did. So tune in, go back and check that out.
Facts. All right, so today's topic is hazing unpacked, but Self Love and I, we always kick off each show with some banter and some hubbub. Like, share, subscribe. Self. Now, did you see King Kong? Yeah, King Kong. Yeah?
I don't believe so.
King Kong is back, ladies and gentlemen. Big ups to Inside Edition.
Despite what it may seem, not everyone in England loves the royal family. As the nation lays to rest the late monarch Queen Elizabeth II, there are some who would like to bury the monarchy altogether. Case in point, these protesters, who gathered outside the UK's Houses of Parliament demanding an end to the royal tradition.
So today is a really heartening protest about the succession of Charles as monarch, and with different people expressing different thoughts about the monarchy and about Charles' accession as king.
Some held signs proclaiming "Not my king," others held blank signs. That's an additional layer of protest about free speech, following the arrest of some protesters holding anti-monarchy signs.
I wrote "Not my king" because, of course, I was told yesterday by the police that I wasn't allowed to write that, and if I did, I'd be arrested. And now it's great to be able to do that and to stand here peacefully expressing my opinion and exercising a very ancient British right that I think we're all entitled to.
The protesters aren't opposed to Queen Elizabeth per se, but they do oppose the royal institution atop which she sat.
We really need to draw a dividing line between the mourning issue and the remembrance for the Queen and the succession of the new monarchy. So, we're not, there's no funeral nearby, there's no remembrance nearby. We're at the political centre of power where the King came yesterday to say that he's the new king and we're his subjects.
He called him the king.
And we're here to say, actually, we disagree. We politely and very respectfully disagree with you. You're not my king.
This is Inside Edition Digital.
Okay.
All right. Is that tyranny to tell these for 12 to tell these individuals that they can't write words?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to arrest some people for it, I mean.
Yeah. I thought Great Britain had freedom of speech out there. I mean, I don't know their constitution. They don't have freedom of speech. You can't give the king the bird out there.
It's a monarchy. In the Mills bill, I don't think it applies.
But they've been saying that monarchy is a figurehead out there.
Yeah, but she's still been she was meeting with the heads of running everything.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Like she was still in meetings. She was still meeting with him all the time. So they say that, but
so tyranny.
Absolutely.
All right, now
tyrannical.
We didn't cover this and rest up to Queen Elizabeth. I think we were going to do a show on her if we didn't do it. No, I don't think we did it. We talked about it here and there. But I know Black Twitter went ham. They went ape crap. How do you feel about that, Self? The Mother Queen and her passing. Did you shed any tears out yet?
Good riddance. It's time for a change, and you had to die for people to start looking at this as a joke. It's a serious business. Y'all shouldn't be running nothing. Y'all need to be returning stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know her husband had died a year ago, so she probably died of a broken heart. Couldn't get any more. Couldn't get any more of that. What do they get from the placenta?
Oh, the stem cells from the placenta.
Ran out of stem cells or something. But I'd say this. I started thinking she was going to live forever.
Yeah, well, I'm going to chill because I'm about to say something I shouldn't say.
Well, I realized at a very early age that death, if it wasn't for death, there'd be no more room for fresh babies.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But before we go further, and chat, how did you guys feel about the Mother Queen? That's your queen, because I know you think America is independent from Great Britain, but that's not so. We're owned by them.
Yeah.
And was it the Lloyds of London? But we want to hear about that in the chat. But we got Stay Stewed out there. What up, Foo? Yo, checking in from San Diego.
What up, Foo?
He might know something about hazing. We're not going to say he does. And then we got I'm the Overseer checking in from Las Vegas. He may know a little something about hazing. You know what I mean? And then we got Dr. Rue, Sharuka Israel, in the building. And she said the quote of the day is, "We love Dr. Rue." All right. She wants to know a little something about hazing. She keeps that up. But absolutely, we love Dr. Rue, and thanks for your support out there. Thanks for your support. Getting some
Absolutely.
feedback on your mic, fella. You might want to shake the cord or something. Is the fan on? Sounds like a fan's blowing. It's intermittent, Self. It's intermittent.
No, I muted to see if that would stop it. It is stopped.
Yeah, it stopped it. But that was like the third time. It's probably the spooks, and you said a lot about the Mother Queen, the late Mother Queen out there. So they're gonna have at you. You're on mute there, fella. Nobody can hear you. What you're saying out there.
I said, didn't say all I wanted to say, but I'm glad I didn't, because might have stopped the live.
All right. Today's topic is hazing, quote, end quote, unpacked. All right. We're going to move on to our next segment of banter, and then we'll kick this show off out there. To move or not to move. Principal bully, everybody. Principal bully. And big ups to our crack production team. And also big ups to Inside Edition for this segment here to a minute and 20 seconds.
A former school principal in California faces a misdemeanor charge after a 3-month-old video of him pushing a student with special needs has come to light. The Fresno Unified School District says Brian Volhart was put on administrative leave after the June incident. He resigned in August following an internal investigation. The video from inside the cafeteria of a school shows the student, who officials say is 11 years old, getting upset and pointing at Volhart. Instead of de-escalating the situation, according to the superintendent, Volhart aggressively shoved the child down to the ground. The district says the student is physically okay, and they have been working to support him and his family since the incident occurred. The district says it took immediate action against Volhart.
There is absolutely no excuse for this appalling behavior, and this conduct is absolutely not tolerated at Fresno Unified. Fresno Unified has no interest in retaining any employee who has engaged in such awful behavior.
Online court records show Volhart has been charged with 1 count of child abuse. He is due in court later this month. His attorney says he cannot comment at this time. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Montalbano.
First of all, I want every adult in that picture, from that lady back there mopping the floors, I want them out of a job too.
That's appalling.
Any human being who watches that and doesn't
stop that.
Approach him. Yes.
Attack that man. Or
yes.
Something. 'Cause, I mean, that's like, the child shouldn't be in the man's personal space, but that man should de-escalate that and back out of the space.
Yeah, he didn't have to push him like that.
No, he's supposed to back out of the space and say, hey, you're a little too close here, angry and all this. He should not have lost his temper and should not have thrown that child to the ground. I don't care how many times that child or whatever that child's done or whatever. It's a child.
Yeah, and I think he might have been LD. I don't know if I heard that or not, but yeah he was. And here's the thing. If that's my child, we're not going to talk about what I would have done, but my child, my neck, my back, his neck and back would have flared up 15 minutes after he got to my house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because, that's pathetic.
Yeah, we'd have a lawsuit, some pain and suffering, some damages, and things of this nature. But they charged him. Now, what if the kid was a drop-dead cute, blonde-haired, blue-eyed 11-year-old kid, and then that guy was dark-colored?
Oh, my God.
With a purple hue.
He'd be in prison. He's going to prison.
But they charge him with child endangerment or some child abuse.
Child abuse, so he might go. But, he might have got the death penalty if he did that to a little, beautiful little old...
Innocent pink child, huh?
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we covered that segment. All right. And small ups to Principal Bully and all those other adults.
No ups. Respectfully. No, disrespectfully. No ups.
All right. Hazing Unpacked tonight. Like, share, subscribe. We're going to jump on our dome teaser and then we'll get on topic. Today's riddle du jour. And we've always said we got the smartest chat in the fwet.
Podcasting.
Yeah, on the internet. But Self Love tends to slap him around, but lately he's been having some competition. Okay, here we go. What has a head and a tail, but no body?
Oh, that's easy.
Easy for you.
I think we haven't had this before.
I don't know. We may have had it. What has a head and tail, but no body? Self Love has typed in his response. His response is correct. Chat will give you guys an opportunity to put in your response. But this one may have been a little light. All right. Enough of the appetizers out there.
Let's quench the Self-Love Nation's thirst.
All right, production. Go ahead and roll the promo video as we jump on topic. Hazing Unpacked. Big ups to TATN.
to call it a fraternity, who said he participated in hazing because, quote, shared PTSD makes you closer. What? Well, he's not entirely wrong. Sharing something brings people together, whether it's a meal, a victory, and yes, even being hazed.
What does she know?
I was sexually assaulted in both middle school and in high school. And when I reported that the school did absolutely nothing about it, or if they did take action, it wasn't enough. But when I...
It's a vibrant community, but membership can come at a heavy cost. We were taking well over 100 strokes per night.
Push-ups, liquor, chug until you throw up.
It's peer pressure in its rawest form.
25th well-known former Dallas Cowboy.
Fox 4's Shannon Murray is here with details.
Well, Dan, Jay Novacek's son Blake is suing Beta Theta Pi and two of its members after a 2015 incident at the OU chapter. It's the second scandal in 1 year for the fraternity. In February, a Beta Theta Pi pledge died during a hazing event at its Penn State University.
If you are a student athlete, you have been sexually assaulted, harassed, or hazed, it is okay and you are not alone.
What's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Do you still have them? Got mine.
I've got mine too. You guys need to do a full nuts and bolt check out there. That's next week. We got solutions for the uninsured Black woman community. That's next week. And ding, ding, ding. We must have had this before because I'm the overseer is a great supporter, and he got the answer almost as quick as you, Self.
Yeah.
He said coin.
Yeah.
That is correct. I'm the overseer. That is correct.
Like Buckaroo got it too, huh?
Well, she clearly read what I'm the overseer text. I mean, come on. Right after I put correct. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? All right. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah, I
Can't
didn't see
get
the
any credit
correct
for that.
part after that one.
All right. Yeah. But big ups to both of them. She tends to solve them too, so she probably figured it out. And she could have been behind on the live stream or not looking at the chat. We'll give her that credit. All right. So, yeah, you guys, today's topic, we're going to jump right in it. The purpose of tonight's show, well, every show, is to tell the Black One community's unfiltered history. We're going to leave this information out there so that our progeny can look at this 1,000 years from now and get firsthand information of what the everyday Black man and women was feeling and thinking. But tonight we're going to break down pros and cons of hazing. Now, some of you may know that Self Love and I are members of Kappa Alpha Psi, yo. Greater Beta Chapter, yo.
Yo, yo.
And we have to give this disclaimer. There's never been any hazing, okay, of any kind, all right, within our organization. This is for the record. And pledging has been banned since when, Self? I think 91?
90.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fall 90.
Right. And I pledged. I became a member in fall 90. That being said, we want to give a condolences to the families of the victims of hazing, vis-a-vis, whether it's military, fraternity, sorority, and all other forms of hazing, which we'll break down. And rest in peace to all the victims of hazing. All right, so we're going to start out. What is hazing in your words or in your mind? Brother Wordsmith, what is hazing?
An organized confusion of sorts at times. It seems like if you were in your, but it's a situation where you are in an organization or such, and there are people that want to be a part of that organization, and it's a process that happens.
All right, that's well said. And to any brothers out there, we don't intend and we shall not provide any esoteric information on this show. But that was well said, Self Love. That was well said. Well said. Now, the official definition, according to Webster's, okay, it's an initiation process involving harassment. Okay. According to Oxford Languages, the imposition of strenuous, often humiliating tasks as part of a program of rigorous physical training and initiation. They had a quote: Army cadets were hospitalized for injuries caused by hazing. Humiliating and sometimes dangerous initiation rituals, especially as imposed on college students seeking membership to a fraternity or a sorority. What do you say about that definition?
Yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
Technical by the book. It's not saying anything. No, actually, hold on. It's not really saying anything. It's saying you can't even have a process to join anything.
All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, humiliating and sometimes dangerous initiation rituals. Let's see what else I got out of that. Strenuous, often humiliating task is part of a program of physical training and initiation. I hear you though. I mean, because you hooped, I hooped, and we had what was called conditioning.
Man,
some people didn't even make it through that process.
No.
Yeah. Somebody could have considered
And
that.
I mean, is what the Navy SEALs or special agents go through hazing? I mean,
yeah, US
severe.
Marines.
Yeah, severe.
Well,
what? Oh, that's just training. That's just training.
So you brought up something. You brought up the military and Navy SEALs. So I was going into where is it practiced. I would say also some forms of parenting or grandparents discipline. I mean, could that not be considered hazing?
Absolutely could. I mean, it's a serious control dynamic, and it can be humiliating.
Yeah, when they on the phone, you know what this boy did? And I kicked that, I kicked you.
When they come out and get you in the street.
Yeah, right there in the grocery store.
I've seen that happen, but not to me, but I've seen it happen. Like, oh.
Demean it.
Demean it.
All right. But the quote, which we'll get into, said you'll be hazed your entire life, by Martin Luther. So, I mean, along those lines, some jobs, some employers haze employees.
The indoctrination centers that we send our children to, all of them is hazing.
Oh, schools?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a teacher, rest her soul, Miss Tolles, pink lady. Smelliest feet, she smelled like she hooped like 15. You could smell her feet from the back of the class. You know what I mean? And wonder why nobody's sitting in front of the class. And her punishment would be to sit the little black kids, because I never saw her do it to the little pink people. Sit the bad acting black kids up under her desk. Yeah. And you had to take her shoes off. And you had to smell her.
Hell no. It was no way in hell.
6th grade, Chicago Public School. Miss Tolles.
Right.
Sixth grade, yeah.
Yeah, Miss Tolles would have got fired.
Ain't that funny? Her name was Miss Tolles.
With me. Yeah, they smell like.
But it was Towles, but it was pronounced Toes.
Yeah. Yeah, no way. I would have went through that. I would have.
What are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
tell my mother, and she'd get fired. That motherfucker
can't drop her class. You know.
No.
Now, I'm not going to say for fact that it wasn't any pink kids, but I don't remember now that I think about it, any pink kids being subjected to that.
Yeah, well, I was in high school, but you remember my teacher attacked me, and he got in trouble after I worked him up a little bit.
Yeah. But even mental, there's psychological hazing that goes on in those schools too.
All of it, like teaching a bunch of BS. That's hazing. All of the history that they tell and it's false and all of that, they know it's false. That's hazing.
Well, why do you think
prison that's hazing?
Well, Brother Newman said, what are we talking about tonight? Hazing. Unpacked, Brother Newman. We gave you a big ups at the start of the show. This is a topic you suggested on Greater Beta TV. So we're on hazing tonight, Brother Newman. But what was the last thing you said, Self, if you remember? My bad. I was reading the chat. That's my bad.
No bad. It got out there. I don't know.
All right. So why do you think, in the chat, you guys can chime in too. Phone lines are open. The number's pinned at the top of the chat, and you can type in your questions or comments. Why do you think hazing has become such a faux pas over the last 30 years or so?
That's interesting. It seems that against popular belief, it got into its height of dangerous activity. And stuff that wasn't happening before was starting to happen and be moved on to and on and on and on.
So you're just talking specifically fraternity or sorority? I'm thinking hazing in general.
I'm thinking, well, I guess I am, because I'm thinking the band stuff and
bands, yes, bands.
Yeah, that's what yes. I was including that into what I was.
Yeah, that's where hazing is practiced. That's true. Football teams,
football
teams.
Yes, I forgot all about that.
Those pink kids love to molest each other's bums in high school. I mean, that's hazing. That's sexual. That's sexual assault.
Yeah, that's that's. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and they say like fraternities is only like 10% of the hazing. Who get caught or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's way more military and as such police forces and
yes, to the rookies, professional basketball teams. You got to carry the bags.
Yeah, all the sports.
We should call this stuff paying your dues.
Yeah, I mean, this time in life where participation trophies and
yeah, and that's what I was kind of getting into with the question. But I would say, to your point, yes, violence, death, and serious injury. But I would believe that this was always happening, even in the 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s. But at some point, the media got its tentacles in it. Remember, they started saying you can't even spank your children. And then all the kids could get trophies. You go to a karate tournament, get your ass whooped. You get a 6-foot trophy like everybody else. I would have loved that because I got my ass whooped by a girl when I was they yelled, man, she was big as hell, man.
Hey.
and like, you know, bit huge. But I'll admit it. But you know, I cried. Nobody walked over to me and gave me a what?
Trophy?
No, they told me to get my ass back in the dojo and work on my game.
Period.
You know what I mean?
I don't know when it's, you know, why it's such a bad thing to show somebody that they sucks. You know, it gives you a chance to grow. The participation trophies is like, it's not an incentive to work on your craft. It's like, you're gonna get a trophy anyway. He got a trophy, I got a trophy too. There's no incentive to work.
I mean, why not just stop giving out trophies?
Man.
You know, I mean, because it has no meaning when you give everybody a trophy.
Yeah, well,
You know,
some trophies are way taller than the other ones, but you know what I mean. I know what you're saying.
I mean, we can go down to Champaign, Illinois, and give everybody Kappa Alpha Psi T-shirts.
Yeah, no, we ain't gonna do that. Right?
I mean, it's the same thing. The participation trophy is what I'm saying.
Well, you know, I'm totally against the participation trophy.
Right,
so
right.
Same way I wouldn't give out everybody our shirts, I wouldn't give out everybody a trophy. It'd be like, hey, you need to work harder. When you come back, you should be better before you get here.
All right, before I check the chat, I'm gonna run through some hazing stats. 55% of college students involved in clubs, teams, fraternal or sorority organizations say that they have experienced hazing. Listen to this, Self. 98% of all high school students belong to at least one group. 48% of students who belong to groups experience hazing. 43% reported being humiliated, and 30%, which is hazing by definition.
Yeah.
So that jacks that number up to what, 91%. And 30% took part in potentially illegal activity. I think that might have been the bum hazing and the sexual assault.
Yeah, and alcohol.
Yeah. Some gangs, some street organizations haze.
Yeah.
But where's this gotten us, Self, this participation generation? With everybody jumping in cars and pulling the blicks out.
Well, yeah, it's got, you know, they talk about toxic masculinity, but they want to blame it on the masculine traits. And to me, toxic masculinity is the men that's running around not having manly traits. You know, they don't have masculine traits. They're not doing things that, you know, masculine men do, because they're not that.
It's a great point. Dr. Rue said the Burning Sands movie. Yeah, this is well, that's it's a documentary out. That's was in that promo
Trailer.
video.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what kind of got us on that as well, Dr. Rue. Cortland Campbell, yo, Noob, he said, and I quote, hazing is necessary.
Hmm?
He followed that up with to the question of why has hazing become such a faux pas. He said because of the ultra liberal agenda.
Yeah, hard to say anything bad about that part.
Charles Newman, he said because there was no way to draw a line. Like a little safety line or something.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Of course, Charles Newman said he had never been spanked as a child. You know what I mean? I got my ass whooped. Grandmother, mother, grandfather, father.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I was abused or anything. This ain't
right. Yeah. And she got caught doing shit that they deemed.
Hey, where's my reefer? I left a joint right in this. I left a.
All
right. Yeah. Big ups to the elders and ancestors. So.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. I think all of those were great points. Yeah. Regarding the why hazing got demonized. So right now we're covering, we're really into the cons of it. 1.5 million high school students are hazed each year. That's known because everybody who's hazed doesn't talk about it. They don't complain. They don't go to their parents or to the school and say, hey, I was trying to get in this organization and they hazed me. I would say most don't. I don't know anymore. 47% of students came to college already having experienced hazing. I bet that number is higher if you consider their, family structure. 55% of college students involved in clubs, teams, and organizations said they have been hazed. At least one U.S. school club organization hazing death has been reported every year from 1959, see, it's been going on for some time, to 2021, according to research. No hazing-related deaths were reported during the first semester of 2022. Sigma Alpha Epsilon, the SIG-EPS, has had 9 deaths linked to drinking, drugs, and hazing since 2006, more than any other Greek organization, according to data compiled by Bloomberg in 2013. More than 100 chapters have been disciplined since 2007, with at least 15 suspended or closed since 2010. SIG-EPS, huh, so?
Yep.
That house wasn't too far from the Kappa house from what I remember.
It was not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was right there, like.
Yeah.
It's the one like really kitty corner from the
Ice Arena or something. I don't know if it was that way. I know Acacia was that way.
No, it was. Damn.
But I used to see those guys all the time when I was on my way, not to be hazed, not to be pledged, when I was on my way to the Kappa house.
Oh yeah, so you're right. It was right.
It was somewhere around there, man.
Right, no, it was right there.
Yeah.
Because didn't they do something and lost their house?
Yeah, they lost their house, their chapter, something. Yeah. All right. So we kind of went into this non-physical hazing. So that's mental manipulation, you would say?
Yeah, in large degree, and mental humiliation as well.
I mean, but that happens since grade school then.
Intimidation. Yeah, that's why.
Well, I mean,
haze all your life. I'm talking about haze all your life just applies because you go right from being hazed from your family to being hazed at school to being
and then
hazed.
You click, you know what I mean?
It is what it is.
The thing is, you're either hazing or being hazed. In my opinion. There's no way around it. All right.
I think you cannot get hazed and don't haze. I think so.
Yeah, I guess so. You could be one of those conscientious observers.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that.
At some points, but at some point you do. Yeah, never mind.
I was morely thinking when you're young, when
you're young,
you got to click. You're either teasing or being teased. It's the sick part of it. All right. All right, you guys like, share, subscribe. You kind of touched on this already, but we talked about discipline from teachers, parents, trainers, and coaches. I know I was hazed.
No, you was hazed in baseball too.
Oh yeah, but that was good, fun family hazing. You know what I mean? That was developmental hazing, and it was necessary to make us only lose one game in 3 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Within our league, you know. You know what I mean?
Hazing just the same.
Best coach I ever had. You know. I say that. But
baby.
Yeah.
You just gotta get in there, baby.
Boy, he had to pop you on your head. It felt like somebody punched you. And then he had another thing where he'd smack your helmet when you got your helmet on, so. And go up there and stop stepping out on that curb. Smack you right there in front of all the parents, God, and everybody. Smack you on your helmet, so the helmet be tilted down. Your head's ringing, your bells are ringing. Man, full concussion. But I bet you stood in there. Stop stepping out on that curb. Boy, you stood there and got a hit. And then you came around and you got back over there. I told you, baby. Smack you on the head again. He may or may not have been inebriated. I'm not going to put him in business. And we came to find out he had money riding on these games. Makes it even funnier, doesn't it?
Baby! Standing there. Come on, baby. You better stand in there, baby.
All right.
Got money on the line.
Brother Newman added, an organization that I will not name was known to paddle their pledges in 1940. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's all good, baby. All right.
Yeah,
but
baby.
It's all good. Stand in there and take that paddle, baby. All right.
Better not embarrass me.
All right. So we went to non-physical hazing, and we discussed the teachers. So now we're gonna talk about some pro-hazing concepts. This is where it gets juicy, you guys. So we ask you to top off your glasses out here. Ciroc and pomegranate juice, coconut Ciroc. May or may not be in this glass. We don't answer questions or volunteer information. Bottom line. All right, so you guys, top off your dope, your reefers, whatever it is, stretch your legs as we jump to, y'all know what this is.
Yes, sir. The Self Luv Show, where hazing unpacked. We learn a lot about so-called origins and the con side of it. But when we get back, after y'all check out these great videos, we're gonna look at the pro side.
Yeah, Self, and I found out a lot of the hazings conducted by these sororities, deltas, AKAs, the serious injuries. But most of them are by white fraternities and sororities.
Yeah, almost
by
all
far.
of them. Yeah, yeah.
But we get criminal charges, and the other ones don't.
Man.
I researched it all. All right, bro, but my bad. It's halftime.
It's halftime.
Call this shit no block. It's 10 o'clock. Where the fuck y'all niggas at? This what y'all wanted me in Chicago? No block right here. I should call this shit no block. It's 10 o'clock. Where the fuck y'all niggas at? Niggas ain't outside. It's only 10 p.m. Where the fuck y'all niggas at, block?
O Block right now. Where we at? Tell you something, man. This Nino Brown, man. I'm live on O Block right now. Where we at? This O Block. I'm from Miami. I just want to tell niggas, man, we gotta stop killing each other, man. Yeah, this shit ain't about nothing. All that killing shit, we gotta work together, man. Stop killing each other, my nigga. I had to come over here and tell niggas that shit, my nigga.
I'm right here. See where I'm at. I'm out here. Black Star Line cigars. For grown man. On some grown man stuff. And to the PDs, stop doing that killing. Please, stop doing that killing.
Oh, Jim, looks like we might be having a streaming issue. What should black people do, foundational black Americans do, to eliminate, outside of pushing for reparations? Let's assume reparations will never happen. But what should we be doing right now to help shorten this financial gap between us and our pink or white counterparts in this country? What should our focus be?
Business, for-profit business. I hate to say, I know that it is a negative thing now in this world to talk about capital, but the fact of the matter is we generate a tremendous amount of money as consumers, but we do not make that money work for us. I think we have to focus on building sustainable businesses in our community that can create wealth and jobs. There will be no Calvary. As much as I want reparations, white folks have proven time and time again that they are going to do whatever they can to stop or block that. That stated, every time I talk to somebody black and they tell me they want to start a business, they tell me they want to start a nonprofit business. Well, and I think we have learned how to deal with money in such a poor manner that it keeps us consistently behind. There can be, people think of the Ford Foundation, but there can be no Ford Foundation without the Ford Motor Company to fund it. And so I think we've got to re-examine our relationship with money, with business, and be focused on it. I think that I myself have overemphasized politics because wealth is legislated. But oftentimes what has happened is our wealth is legislated through nonprofits and through social services, while white wealth is legislated through banking, finance, and capital growth. Ours are generally built on depreciating assets. So if you look at black millionaires and black business people, predominantly they make their wealth from government contracts, whether social service or through government relations.
We've got one who can see.
Whenever the economy contracts or the government has issues or it changes, then our wealth is relying upon that. Now, when I talk about wealth, I'm not talking about becoming multimillionaires. I'm talking about the money that allows us to be able to put food on the table, that allows men to be men and not have to beg or grovel We don't even sell the fish. We don't fry chicken anymore. We don't fry fish anymore in our own communities. We have given up every business and outsourced it. And we have to start focusing on reclaiming the businesses that were in our communities that we rely on every day.
Hey bros, what's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Do you still have them? Got mine.
Get yours.
Show the world what they don't know. I'ma be the one. I'ma be the one when I'm done. Ain't lying, y'all. If I made it this far, I'll go higher. If I made it this far, I can make it anywhere. If I made it this far, if I made it this far, I'll go anywhere.
Welcome back. Self Luv Show. Hazing Unpacked. We went through the history and the Kons. Look like we're going to expand the conversation. Discuss the pros. Big up to Trife Mac.
Big up, Trifo. Yeah, the hazing pros, baby. Pros of hazing. Where are the professional hazers at? Yeah, this has become a taboo topic. You know, you've had people just flat out against it, or others thought they were with it.
Yeah.
And then it's easy to fail at your goal and then say you were against the challenges that were set before you. But there's been some that have not failed.
Yeah, and still
are against it. Which I respect. I respect those.
Yeah. Got to.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah, you got to. Go ahead. What was you saying?
I'm just saying, you got to respect it because, that's a hard place to be in. Just like the documentary. That dude, he's in a tough place. And all those guys that was in it, because there was guys from not all the organizations, but from our organization and from the Alphas and the Qs, that they're basically out here anti the whole situation.
Where were they at? In the South?
Yeah. Well, I don't know where all of them was from, because there were some in there that still advocated for it. Like I can't think his name. The guy that's the crying guy. I mean, he was crying when Biden won. Lamont Hill. Okay, that's his name.
Oh, he was with it.
In a lot of ways, and he was talking around it. What I mean, like,
yeah, because he don't want to get canceled.
He did at the end say like, wonder if he went through all that for nothing. That's his whole, at least what he says. He think the pride of it is, or what have you. So,
all right. So many of our African ancestors used physical challenges to prepare a boy for manhood. In what way does this differ or mirror modern day hazing. So what I mean by that is, in one African culture, I can't remember the tribe, the boy had to climb up the tallest palm tree in the tribe, and without any supports or without any, you know, what I mean.
Any assistance.
Yeah, the fail safes they have for the modern tree climber, to keep them from falling if they do mess up. They just went up there, just body on tree, and some died, as a result of a failed attempt. And but why would the ancestors have such a challenge? And there's other challenges, to enter you into the manhood, into the warrior part of the tribe.
So it's a trip. That's a trip, because it's really so that the strongest survive and the genes of the strongest move on.
Great point. And so maybe they can filter out the female cats.
Well, I guess, but you also need some intelligent people that ain't necessarily the most. Well, never mind. They gotta be. That's the standard, and that's it. That's all. You do that or you don't do that. That's the standard. I get it.
Right. So, let's just go into the benefits. Like, what could? Okay, there's got to be a heck of a sense of accomplishment. You're raised, and that you got to scale that tree, using this thought experiment as an example. And then you also hear about all of the ancestors that perished or crippled as a result of failed attempts. That's right there nagging at you in the back of your head.
And you see them, but I mean, yeah. But
then you do it.
Yeah, you're gonna do it. Like, most of them know that the ones that do it know they're gonna do it. The ones that don't are the ones that have the doubt. I know the other ones might be afraid or scared, but when they get to it, they're gonna do it.
What benefit is it? I mean, what benefit, and what's the, how does that help one when they overcome such challenges?
It builds character. It lets you see that you can go through more than you thought you could.
Well, hold it there. You bring a good point, but is it building character or refining character? Because wouldn't you already have to have the character to go through it? That's an assumptive question, but I'm just asking.
Some have no idea, and it builds them. Others have some idea, and it doesn't build them all the way, but
sharpens it, refines it.
Yeah. And some it builds, because I've seen it.
Yeah, and he didn't see it in Kappa Alpha Psi. We just want to throw that disclaimer out there. Kappa Alpha Psi is not ever participated in
hazing any way, shape, or form.
And the Greater Beta Chapter is well known throughout the North Central and throughout the United States, and even internationally, I should say, of not hazing. Okay. All right. That's why they call us Skater Beta. That's right. And I'm here to tell you. Okay. So there's no hazing. Pledging stopped when? Fall 90, the moratorium.
Yeah. Yep. I think September 1st or something. After I went over, it was they shut it down.
Shut it down. And we followed our orders as an organization. So we just want to throw that out there. Not talking about Kappa Alpha Psi. But go ahead. You've seen it. We don't have to talk about where, but you said you've seen it build character. I hear you.
Yes.
I have too.
And on all the teams I've been on, I've seen how the coaches treated people and how they didn't have it. and the treatment really changed them, and they reacted differently.
I think that may be what Cortland was saying when he said
it's necessary. Right.
Right?
I believe so.
Let's see. Okay, now, Brother Newman said, although I'm against the level of brutality perpetuated by a process where there is no lines drawn, there has been positive outcomes. It will take the I out of team. Good point.
Yeah.
Team building. And that pink lady, she may be white. We don't know what's in her heart. In the promo video, we don't know what's in her heart. I mean, we don't. I mean, you know,
I'm an empath, and I see.
Okay,
she's
all right.
Pink lady.
But Karen. But she did say that her friend that was in a fraternity said that it melds or binds a group together.
Yeah.
Team building, as Brother Newman is saying, no I in team. You have corporations, they go out in the desert and do certain things and light coals and run across coals and do, trust type of things. Is that not hazing?
It's a process.
Yeah, it's definitely a process.
That's for sure.
So that would be another benefit. Because there was a part that I didn't put in the video because I was running out of data space. Time to upgrade my phone. But there was a sorority. She was pink, but she said that she didn't drop because she didn't want to let her line sisters down.
Yeah.
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 That gave her the inner strength and fortitude to what?
Keep it moving.
Right.
Take it something is bigger than her.
Respect too from the organization that you're joining, I think, is important as well. Now, I'm not a Mason, for the record, and if I was, I wouldn't tell anybody. But I hear they have a certain process they go through. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, here's what I'm saying, Self. You have kids or athletes, and everybody knows, okay, this guy's been recruited, they're going to make the team, whatever. But they still go through the trial process and the conditioning and all of that, yes?
Absolutely.
I mean, they're not going to be cut, but what gives one the right? Okay, so I can just go to Harvard and say, you're not going to haze me and make me read all these books. You're not going to haze me and make me go to these classes and pay $100,000 a semester. You know what I mean? You're not going to haze me and make me study. Just give me the degree. Everybody's getting trophies.
Yeah. If you got enough money, it works like that. But if you don't, they will send your butt home.
Right. But my thought experiment is basically what makes the Harvard degree or any degree worthwhile is the work that you put in to obtain it.
Yeah, any degree, I would say that.
Right.
If you got a lot of money, it don't matter.
Right.
You buy the degree part.
Right.
So
but stay with me on the thought experiment here.
Yeah.
Right. I understand if you got a lot of money, you could probably pay somebody $1 million and join any organization you want to be in. You still won't get the respect, though. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Wouldn't be known, but you just wouldn't get the respect from the members, right? You'd be looked at differently. Some fat rich kid, so to speak. But I'm just saying, why can't I just go to the top karate school in the country and say, here's my $1 million. Give me a black belt. What the hell is that going to do for me in the end?
Nothing.
Becoming a black belt is a process.
Yes. Agreed.
In most cases.
Becoming, great at anything is a process.
Right.
Yeah. Just I just got caught up on the college degree stuff because that could just be bought. That's not much of a process a lot of times. But like anything you're passionate about or you want to exceed in, like it's a process and you can't skip steps.
Right. Why can't I just buy a medical degree and start performing surgeries? Call myself a doctor. Now, I don't know. I wouldn't say medical schools haze, but when you have people and they're doing those rotations,
7 years, yeah,
that's hazing, bro.
That's hazing at the highest. You got your degree, you can't quite practice, but we're gonna put you in there, and we're gonna
work you like a dog,
man, and you get a stipend,
right?
You don't get no full salary or none of that part.
But what makes that palpable, because when you're on that end, you're thinking to yourself, well, this person that's training me, or when I go into a military, the Marines, that sergeant has been through this too. That sergeant has stood where I'm standing too.
Yeah.
That should make it palpable.
Yeah, everybody goes through it. They gets to where they are.
Right.
So.
And now, we talked about the Kons and the people who were hurt and murdered or died as a result of it.
R.I.P.
But you look at that, you put that number against the total number of people who weren't seriously injured and who didn't die as a result of hazing, no matter what the organization. And I guarantee you that number's less than 1%.
No, way less. It's negligible. But tell that to the families that they experienced it. The families, and it is still negligible, period.
But we don't ban driving.
We don't ban anything. Well, they banned hazing a long time ago. Like, hazing wasn't banned when pledging got banned. Hazing was already banned. And then they can't stop it.
Correct. But that's what I'm saying. Like, anything comes with an assumed risk. Everything you do when you walk out of your house, there's an assumed risk. Nobody's going to ban us from walking out of our house and saying just order all your food through Grubhub and order your groceries online.
Oh, it's on the way. That's what they want.
That is exactly what they want. Maybe this could be a conditioning to get this trophy generation to accept that. Brother Newman says it helps with cohesiveness and builds loyalty.
Facts.
I agree. I agree with that 100%. TLC3, Yo Club.
Yep.
He says the process evaluates one's sense of value. Value is one's own sense of what they want, depending on its worth, versus cost and compounding interest over time, if and when successful. But brother TLC, I have to ask you, but why does it have to be like that? Why does it have to be like that?
Well, I mean, a lot of processes don't give out participation trophies.
Well, you think about what the electrical engineer or any engineering student went through at MIT, U of I, we could name some other schools, right? Come on, Self.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to get the information that they was talking about, yeah.
You had to put hours in.
Yeah, I mean, a whole lot. Some more than others, though, but I mean...
Correct, I agree. I agree with that.
But still, Yeah, that's that was right behind MIT and engineering. So at the time when I was there.
I mean, if you have a personal trainer, that personal trainer is hazing you. Might not be humiliating you. I think a good one would humiliate you. As I'd love to be a personal trainer. But that's yeah, but that's the thing, though, Seth. I can't be sitting there with my dad's bod. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if they'd let me, you know what I mean? Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
You know what I mean? But those are good benefits. And see, now this is a tricky thing. When it's done from the right spirit, it should be done, even when we go back to parents or other, it should be done out of the spirit of love. This hurts me more than it
hurts you, which
right.
would be, it wouldn't even be hazing at that point.
Correct. Well, to the child, you know what I mean? Getting spanked on the hand or pinched or whatever the discipline might be, put in timeout, whatever you want to call it. You can't spank, but you can put them in timeout. But then they tell me you can't send the kids. I'd be like, I'd send. That's why I don't have kids. The kids are in heaven. Like, screw this guy. But I'd send the kids. You're going to sleep without dinner tonight, and they're like, no, you can't do that. So everybody gets appalled.
Get out the house. I mean, get the government need to get up out of my house.
Yeah.
Period. You ain't in my house.
You know how many times my parents told me to get? You don't like it, then get out. That was a regulator creed at the fun house. You guys, boy, you guys said that at least 20 times a day.
Man, shit, you say the wrong thing, you get the fuck out. I mean, it was just easy.
Get out, right?
It's not hard.
It was the Kappa House creed.
We don't have to argue with you or any of that. Just you don't like it. It's fine. I appreciate that part. Get to stepping.
Right. But other benefits, I'd say lifelong. I'll put it to you this way.
For some, lifelong connections that's gonna never be broken.
Yeah, because okay, and people are gonna say I'm biased here, but there's not many people from U of I that I mess with. That's not noobs.
I hear you.
At the end of the day, people might say that's a bougie type of thing, but I'm saying that in my day-to-day life, from U of I, high school, there's not many people that I mess with that wasn't on the basketball team. We were going through some sort of process together. One caveat would be the regulators.
Even the regulators, it kind of was a process built on the process. You know what I mean? Because something happened, and the bindage had to be completely together.
Well, yeah, and it was the process of making it on campus, right? Getting down there on that big yard. Everybody has rather been individuals, being in a group, and dealing with, like you said, things that happen.
The incident, I'm talking about the incident in particular, where that was a lot of the build. That was a serious process. Some people didn't get involved all the way, and they made fun of it and such. But I wasn't even there, and it was the foundation, at least from what I know or have been told about the regulators.
Yeah, and I think the Brother Newman's assessment of trust building,
yes,
that's definitely factual.
Absolutely.
100%. So why do you think the military would have such, specifically like you mentioned, the SEALs and the Marines? Why would they have such intense basic hazing? I mean training. That's hazing.
Yeah, it is. But they're going to go into a very dangerous assignment, and they need to know that the individual's gonna do exactly what he's told to do. So they put those, yes, period. They put them people in position, to know that, man, they can go way past what they thought their body could do. They had no clue of that, and they can do a whole bunch of stuff that they ain't know they could. So it just made it so that they'll go into a mission and listen to everything, because now they wide open. They like, oh, you said we could do all this. Everybody else did all this, and we could do it too. So,
and it's a matter of preparation.
Yeah,
you don't
know what environment you're gonna go into, but you're gonna be prepared for it.
It's not all humiliation and drinking booze until you pass out.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean? All of the nightmare stories one might hear. There's some growth and development that's taking place.
Yeah.
There's some strong lessons that's been taught, exchanged, and learned.
Absolutely.
Not that I ever went through any of that. Being a member of Kappa Alpha Psi.
Yeah, because I just got, we just had study time and learned our lessons.
Ice cream
sessions. All blessings. Yeah, because, I
remember y'all came in there my first day, gave me my T-shirt.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about your T-shirt, but it's...
I mean, my Kappa Alpha Psi T-shirt out there.
Yeah. Well, I've been a member of Kappa Alpha Psi since April 9th, 1990.
Yo.
And it's been a blessing.
And let me tell you something. If I was pledging, I would have never told even my mom.
No, they're not
blood brothers.
Especially when you were allegedly pledging or not pledging. It was after there was no pledging. So that all of the organizations said, you can't pledge anymore. There's no pledging. And yeah, there's that. So don't know what people want to say or hear, but
Well, we got a comment here. TOC answered my question. I asked him, why does it have to be that way? He said he doesn't know. That's just the way it is. Such is life. He said everything ain't for everybody. And like Mama said, you can't make everything. Brother Norman said, I'm in two fraternities. Both had a process. I identify with one more than the other. What do you mean, two fraternities? What are you talking about? Is he a Mason? The one with the toughest route is the one I'm still affiliated with more. And that was another thing that was touched on. So,
it's an academic fraternity. I think he's with.
Yes. But I'm saying in the research, they were saying that, and I think that might have been in that documentary too, that the hazing makes it more attractive for prospective members in some conundrum of a way.
They want to go through the process
and prove themselves to themselves.
It brings social respect. they don't have a clue what it's going to take for them to get in that organization 9 times out of 10, but they want the status of the people that's in it.
Well, I didn't do it for status, even though there was nothing to be done. I'm talking about me. I'm
Right.
talking about I know you are. I know you are. I know what you're talking about. And I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying, I personally didn't do it for status.
Right.
I did it to prove to myself if there was something to be done, and to the brothers that I could do it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Right, but I know your point, what you were saying, but what they were saying.
Yeah, I was answering your question specifically, but
right. I was just expounding upon that.
Yeah,
because that's a misnomer about guys and fraternities, that they're doing it for social status, and that may be, many.
Some are.
Right. It may be many.
And some that are don't make it through.
Many, if there was in fact something going on. Correct.
Well, I'm just talking in general, not.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. In anything, you're right. You're right. Like if I'm joining the Navy SEALs just for the status of saying I'm a SEAL, I'm not going to make it through that process.
No.
That's a good point. Speaking of SEALs, we'll get there. Brother Newman said, I think it was more the people than the process. Was the process to be a regulator very similar to your fraternity process? No. Not at all, Brother Newman. But it was the same in this scenario, because Cap outside isn't hazing. So yeah, we just made T-shirts and wore T-shirts. So for the record, the process to be a regulator was the exact same process to become a greater beta noob. That's for the record. Off the record, no. On the record. Brother Newman said SEALs are life or death. And he was talking about Alpha Chi Sigma. I guess that's that academic order you were talking about.
Yeah. Gotta be, yep.
Now, TLC3 said, I would never allow myself to be hazed more than or like my ancestors. They were recipients of a lifetime of hazing with no benefits, attainable goals, and future. I guess he's talking about the ancestors circa the slave trade.
Yeah, I hear you. Think a lot about slavery is not what we think. They just taught us a bunch of stuff, but I understand where you're coming from and what we've been taught.
Yeah, I agree with him. All right, so, I don't think that slavery didn't happen.
Right. I didn't say that, but.
Right. But how could the participation trophy, well, no, that's next. What do you think Martin Luther meant by the quote of the day?
Yeah, I think we've been talking about it the whole time. Like it starts at birth and your family saying all kinds of stuff. I hear mothers, doing deliveries and all that, and I hear mothers telling their children the worst things they could say, like
older siblings.
Like, but man, the young parents, they get frustrated, should hold that stuff in and not take it out on their 2-year-old doing what they're supposed to grow and learn. You stunting they grow.
Yeah, well, you mentioned since birth. Yeah, if you think about that, you had to I mean, of course, your mom did 95% of the work, but even as a baby, you had to push yourself through the uterus, through the cervix, and out through the vaginal cavity. That took a little effort. I don't know.
No, that's the body. The mother's body does that heavy lifting. You just kind of long for the ride.
Yeah, but I bet you that ride wasn't pain free.
Oh no, that ride is.
Yeah, you had to suck it up.
It's a hell of an experience to come from not here to here.
Yeah,
that's a portal that unmatched.
Then you get smacked.
Unmatched.
Then you get smacked as soon as you come out.
Everybody don't get smacked though. Like those that ain't responding get smacked. If you come out crying and they ain't smacking.
They don't smack you?
No. They just smacking those that that's not because for my little ones, I was there for both of them, man. If somebody would have smacked them out of
So you're born with tears. That should tell you something right there.
I mean, that's why I knew it was like what you said, like coming in here is, it's like getting smacked double time as far as you're concerned. Because, both mine came out like, what the hell? And then they come right down, though, when their mama touched them. So, yeah. I mean, right down. Like, oh, yeah, okay, this is all right.
So, and we talked about, like you said, whether you're joining sports, bands, you're learning an instrument. Some of those music teachers could be pretty hardy. Whether you're learning gymnastics, you're getting hazed.
Yes. Any sport. Yeah.
Cops say something to you, you're getting hazed. You might be doing wrong, but you're getting hazed. What else, Self?
Every institution.
First day at high school, they're throwing pennies and trying to throw you in the garbage cans.
Every city, state, federal job. Every single one.
You said the police.
They hazing.
Yeah.
Firemen, every city job is hazed.
And you're going to be dealing with the ebbs and flows of life, right? What life throws at you.
Well, I said everywhere and all that, but I don't know. I'm just really speaking about Chicago and Chicago area because it's the city that works and it's a whole lot of nepotism. And if you ain't part of that nepotism and you get a position, they make you feel uncomfortable.
Right. And even the ebbs and flows of life, the ups and downs, the stuff that the universe throws at you. And you have to be able to, center yourself and deal with that, which, in a way, formal hazing, which our ancestors were doing, could be preparing one to be able to deal with the roller coaster of life more effectively.
Absolutely. Or not, if you fail. That's why the test was life or death.
Correct. All right, and then we're going to get into, we got a couple more questions on this topic. TLC3 said, there's an ante in most games of chance. Put up, shut up, or fold. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. All right, so I want to ask in the chat, you guys could chime in as well. And remember, the phone lines are open, but how could this poor participation trophy generation, what could they be missing out on by avoiding the sacrifice of hazing? And we define sacrifice as to make holy.
They miss out on man up. They miss out on nobody gonna save a man. We are kind of on our own. So you better figure it out. You better figure something out and be the best at it that you can be, to figure out your space and where you need to be.
There's definitely something to be said to accountability, punishment and reward. That sense of accomplishment when you earn the trophy or the T-shirt. When you finish, you see it all the time. They celebrate once they're out of basic training or what have you.
Yeah.
The Navy people in those cute little white suits.
They celebrate them. Make sure that they know that,
Yeah.
you've arrived. Still got a lot to do and whatever. Better say, you do whatever the hell I say, but you made it to
You're
here.
a midshipman now. Yeah, exactly. You're right. They get a whole celebration, but like you said, and then the journey the hard part really starts.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it's harder to be a Marine than it is to be in basic training.
Yes. In the long haul, absolutely has to be.
Yeah. And it's harder to be an adult than it is to be a kid, growing up under your parents' roof in most cases.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get to the $1 million question. And this is for everyone. Do you think voluntary, that means you signed up for it, you knew somewhat that there was going to be something happening, do you think voluntary hazing should have been banned?
I don't know about hazing, but speak for our great brother, Dean Shelley.
Rest his soul, Assistant Vice Chancellor Dean Shelley.
There needs to be a degree of difficulty.
The consigliere. I'll take that a step further. My answer is flat out no. It's tyranny, as far as I'm concerned. Just like when you said, as a parent, get out of my house, government.
Yeah. It's
tyrannical. It's infringing upon an organization's privacy rights and their freedoms. You're telling me, which is what you told me, not you, but the government,
right.
Society,
right.
that in fall 1990, all right, I couldn't have the privilege and the pleasure of going through the Greater Beta program. You know what I mean? Because of people sticking their nose in the business, it's like Self saying, you can't try a 360 layup because you might twist your ankle. You know what I mean? You can't even work on it. You can't ride a skateboard and do those tricks. You know what I mean? You can't get a dirt bike and do those tricks because, a percentage of people have died trying to do these things.
A low percentage.
Right. I mean, it happens, and again, you made a great point, had it happened to me, which it couldn't have happened to me because, again, camp out or haze. My family would definitely feel different about it, and then if I was still here and maybe I was crippled or lame, but then again, no, there's some people, not in our organization, of course, that have had some serious injury and they're still about it.
Facts. Can't really go much deeper than that.
All right. So my final words is this. It should be a personal choice. If one wants to, join any organization where hazing could be involved. And they should have that freedom and that right to pursue such an endeavor. And I think the government should keep their nose, out of it. If something happens, I don't know, Self, when wifey and I jump out of an airplane, we're gonna have to sign disclaimers or what have you. You know what I mean? And have insurances and stuff of that nature, to cover what if some shit happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. I do, but when you're gonna jump out of a plane, you kind of know what's gonna happen, kind of like, or they preach upon it. They don't give you the whole forecast. And these other organizations, like the firemen or the cops or whatever it is.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. So let's say we got in the plane and they said, "We didn't tell you we're gonna kick your ass before you jump out of here." Then we should have the ability to say, "Well, that's okay. I don't want to go any further."
Right. Yeah. Or whoop their ass and make them land the plane.
Right. But I hear you. Yeah, I mean, there's, there could be non-disclosures agreements. But
yes.
Yeah, but people don't want to tell you their recipe.
No, I agree with that part.
Right. Right. So
I was just saying there's a line in it. It was my whole point. Like,
so when we get to that point, which is the way it's always been, at least not talking about our organization.
All right.
Then get to stepping.
Right.
Back to what you said earlier. If you don't like it, you can
it's
get
fine.
the hell out.
Right.
Nobody's chasing you around campus or around the world.
Right. It's okay.
Right. TLC said everything's not for everybody.
Right. Get to stepping.
Get to stepping.
It works.
Right. Now, criminal activity, sexual assault, you know what I mean?
That's not even in the realm of pledging or whatever, because I don't like calling it hazing.
Right.
I pledged. I didn't haze. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but any of that is
something different.
What's really going on? Y'all need to look at who started that. Especially in high school, sticking things in people's bum and all of that. What is that? What is going on?
I'm not sure. We've covered it on Mouthpiece Included, but we haven't found a black team doing it.
Yeah, okay. I know that part, but even anybody doing that, what y'all need to search down the source of that.
I think it goes back to what TLC was saying earlier, back to that stuff that was going on them plantations.
They're doing it to each other. I don't know.
That's the chickens coming home to roost. And they're not all the time. They be at those predominantly pink schools, but they're not all the time doing it to each other. A lot of times it's some sort of colored there, some sort of
man.
Brown.
And that Hazing documentary, it was a black dude. Well, his mom is, I think she's Jamaican, and Sig Epps. They killed him.
I read about
it. And it was like four Asian dudes got convicted.
Well, that's what wow. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's a whole nother issue. Because when I was looking through that, it was a lot of so-called minorities in these predominantly white frats,
right,
getting messed up and getting sexually assaulted. And that's, I personally wouldn't have trusted those guys to pledge me.
Ever.
As crazy as they may or may not have said, the greater beta nukes were, it wasn't a...
Yeah, but his mom is from Jamaica, so his opinion.
He didn't know the history of it all.
Right. His attention, his history and what they taught him about.
Yeah.
Us is all bad. They want to,
assimilate with the pink man.
Yeah, because they think that they can't deal with us.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean? They've been taught that.
Well, they got assimilated, all right.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Like the Sig Epps had the most hazing deaths out of anybody.
I just read that.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I was repeating what you said because I didn't know that. I didn't know that until you said it.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, but I subconsciously was like, yeah, because shit, they like since we was in school, they had a lot of crap going on. That's the one that had the $1 million house that had the whole top floor was herb or something.
No, that was acacia.
Oh, you're right. That is acacia. Sorry, Sig Epps. Sig Epps was.
They were more fun type of tried to fit in, but they were,
at least on our campus.
On our campus, yeah. They were the ones. Those guys are badasses. Those guys with the canes, they're in white. There's some bad. Yeah, they loved us during our time, but
yeah. Now I remember it. It was Acacia. They had the
Yeah, Acacia was the flat out racist. I don't think I've ever had a conversation with one of them. They wouldn't even look at you. Why would you ever even try to pledge something like that?
Well, he was Sig Epps. He wasn't Acacia, but I don't know. They were black Acacia people too.
On our yard?
I
don't.
I'm not sure.
I don't remember seeing that. I'm not saying it's not so, but I don't remember seeing it.
I'm not.
They were off the yard too, so you didn't see a lot of that after a while.
Right, they got eliminated, but I'm not sure. But I don't know. It was at another campus, and they did something racist. It was somewhere in Michigan, and they did some racist shit during February.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do, man.
With a black member.
Yeah, you're the again,
But who knows if he's B1?
Correct. All right, so that wraps up this topic. We said about all we can really say without saying much more. But I'll go on record. I'm pro hazing. I'm about it. I'm about it. Now, wish it could have happened to me. Answer to the riddle. It's been answered already, but today's riddle was a simple one. What has a head and a tail but no feet? I think it was. And what was
Nobody.
Nobody, yeah. And what was it?
A coin.
There we go. So that's the riddle. And so next week, September 28th, here on the Self Luv Show, we got Cater Menace in the building. He is definitely an insurance specialist, owns his own agency, and we're going to talk life as a black man. Then, of course, we're going to, venture into solutions for the underinsured black community. Of course, we're at the bottom as far as people holding policies. So we're going to get into, being underinsured versus overinsured and things of that nature. Huh? That's self-love.
Beautiful thing. Because banks put their money in insurance policies.
Facts. Rich folks have it too. Just like in that promo video we did.
Yes.
I had said it too before I saw that pink guy say it.
Yeah.
Man, they should have policies on all those Pookies running the street.
Yeah.
I should start doing it. Pookie insurance. Listen, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to pay the premiums. If you go out there and get yourself whacked, what?
I get the money.
I take 70%. We'll give your family 30%. You know what I mean? I mean, we can't just do Pookie all around dirty.
Yeah, Pookie do all around dirty. So I mean,
yeah, but I mean, you know, I can't be that guy and go to sleep at night.
I got you. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
He don't have to sign. He don't even have to sign off on it. It's the big thing. You could just do Pookie insurance and.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? I want to have these Pookies come into my agency. I'll talk to Cater. Maybe we can, you know what I mean? You go on Old Block. Hey, listen, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, about that life. You got your baby mama out there, your baby.
Old Block insurance.
Yeah. Tell us who, or I'm not from 63rd Insurance. Tell us if you want this to go to your BMs, if you want to leave it in a trust, you know, for your baby, or if you want it to go to your mom. Tell us, and we got $1 million policy on your head, and 300 stacks goes to them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. I don't know how I got on that, but yeah. I mean, you know, Pookie insurance. But
we're gonna see that next week. I said the algorithm is gonna pick that up. We're gonna see that next week. It's gonna be like Pookie insurance. Like, what the hell? We say stuff on this show, and then you see it a few days later.
All the time, man.
Be right on the side in your Google feed. Like, what? How they advertising for that? We just talked about that. We was joking.
All the time. You know, me and Ace was talking about Mouthpiece Included, which tomorrow it's how Justin Fields is going to be the modern Vince Evans 2.0. But yeah, we're talking about that and some other hot topics. So don't forget to what?
Better bring your mouthpiece. Don't. Don't forget your mouthpiece.
Well, you get all wet. Me and Ace was talking about, you know, all these athletes and entertainers running around getting caught with guns and drunk driving and all that. We got a special Uber just for you. We'll even take the cases, you know, to a certain extent. You know what I mean? But you gotta ride in our whip, ride with our private riding service. You know what I mean? We're not security.
Right.
You want to go out and get yourself shot. We're not jumping out there and taking no bullets for you.
No.
But we'll drive.
And we're not driving you away from no robbery.
Crimes. No. Yeah. But we'll drive your whip so you can front. Once we get in the parking lot, we can switch seats. You know, because that's all they want to do is parking lot pimping. You know what I mean? We'll protect ourselves, but yeah. So y'all check us out tomorrow on Mouthpiece Included. That's going to be at 9 p.m. Central Time. We got some hot topics lined up. That's where we go over politics. And so now we come to my personal favorite part of the whole shebang. And that's going to be Wordsmith's final words out there.
Man, the show's about hazing.
You gonna die, man. You gonna die. Rest up, Haywood. Y'all gonna die. Y'all gonna die.
Yeah, it's about hazing. I never got hazed. I pledged though. I pledged to connect my mentor with my ships so we can move as one. Didn't do everything right, but we shine like the sun. And we made it through. And made sure who came behind us made it too. You gotta test the mind and the mental. It's fundamental like an instrumental. It's mathematics. Come with hazmatic. Talking about everyday life. It come with pain and strife. Ain't nothing nice. You need to figure out what you want to do and how you need to go and how you need to grow. And it's a process to get there. That's what they call hazing. I'm say pledging. They say bullshit. I say I'm not a reverend. Life is mainly somewhere between heaven and hell.
It's a process.
At least the bullshit that they tell. They act like we ain't always been here, and they ain't the new ones. Like they know how everything, and they choosing to reveal it as they learn. But we knew this a long time. We need to put these pink people in their place.
Pink stink.
Everybody else come against the minority.
So-called.
We are the authority.
Facts.
They say the government is of the people. We need to come together against what's deceitful. The Democrats and the Republicans. Fuck all of them. We need to do what's best for us.
US.
And to me, turn this whole system to dust.
Ashes to ashes.
Get rid of all these old ass people running it the same way they wanted to a long time ago. They need to go. Words.
Word. Eradication, separation, and eradication.
Facts.
Well put, brother. Well put. All right. That was well put. Y'all know we're going to end this with my main man, Ka Kim. He's a Ka Zodiac. This one's called, Man, Know Thyself.
Know thyself.
Man. And then we say love.
Dope.
Love thyself, huh, sir?
Love, honor, respect.
Facts. Waiting on that album, bro.
It's coming.
Do you think you are the one?
Honestly, I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Shit, I'm the one like Neo plus Jet Li.
Know thyself.
Yeah. Yahusha. Bullets are boomerangs.
Stand your ground.
Murder is suicide.
Yeah, man, because an eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
You see something, you better say something.
Wale, Jake, Dirche, 1212. Slave theory. All y'all parents, educators, business owners, here's how to make a slave. Start with greed, add ego, require fear, and that's how you make a slave.
For sure. Because charity plus humility times love is freedom.
Do not, under any circumstance, for any reason, no matter what you told, don't answer questions, man.
Man, and I don't care where you hear from or what the information is, question everything.
Fear, it ain't real. Fear is an illusion created in your mind.
Man, vibrate love.
Forgiveness is the highest love vibration.
So, do something charitable for a so-called enemy and end the beef.
Go down there to City Hall and get Mayor Larry Lightfoot fitted for a brand new tailored suit.
Nah, leave her looking like Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns. You might take us some Dunkin' Donuts though, cause you know they ain't, you know.
She's top cop. All right, my elders used to say, "Healthy people heal thy people."
Facts, cause they taught me that hurt people, you better watch them, cause they will hurt people.
Free Jeff Ford.
Free. Damn.
Free Larry Hoover. Free all the guys, man.
Prison is slavery.
Facts. Be like Yahusha. Keep your eyes on, be like St. Peter. Keep your eyes on Yahusha, and you too will be walking on water.
Facts, man. Just, you can move mountains.
Whole mountain self?
Yeah, that one? Get right out the way. All we need is the faith of a mustard seed. Mountain be gone.
Thanks for supporting the Self Love Show. Love yourself, love that.